Hi everybody, it's me, Nina. Hope you're doing well today. I'm getting ready to fix Steve and I just a small dinner. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make something simple. Steve and I are both tired and we've got church tonight, so I thought that this is when we bring out the big guns. No hamburger helper. And instead of having to take the time to fry up the hamburger, I've got hamburger that I canned last year. And there's the date. So this is just super easy. It does change the texture just a tiny bit, but it is fast, easy, and you don't have to worry. Like if you can some hamburger or chicken, like I also can chicken, you can put it in your cellar or basement or on your shelves and have that. If something ever happened and you didn't have any electricity or whatever, you don't have to worry about the freezer not working and all of your meat spoiling, even though we do have a freezer and we do have meat out there. But I still like to do, when I buy in bulk, sometimes if I get a really good price on things, I really like to can it, and that way I have it and it's good for a long time. So let's go ahead and get started on this. So normally, if you're fixing something, easy, you can start off with browning the beef. But since our beef has already been cooked, it just needs heated, we can skip this whole section. So that is around 7 minutes or so of cook time and everything. So next thing that we will do is we're just going to put water, heat the water up along with the milk and the sauce and the pasta, and we'll boil that. So we're going to heat up a 1.5 cups of water. And I always get asked, so I probably should let you guys know, this I bought many years ago. It is actually from Pampered Chef. You can, this side, you can use it for liquids. And then if you turn this little cup, put it in the other way, or, hold on and I'll show you what I mean. Go ahead and put this in the pan. And then if you have, solids, flours, whatever, you just do like this. Pull it down to, say we need a cup. You pull that down to a cup, fill this up, and then you can just put it all in your pan. So I get asked a lot, and I'm not even sure if they still carry these. I haven't bought anything from Pampered Chef in a very long time, but they do have good products. But anyway, I thought I would share that with you. Got the water boiling. Now I'm going to do this a little bit different. So if you see something and you're like, oh, she's not doing that right, you'll know why. One good thing about these little cheap box meals, sometimes you can buy those, 10 for $10. And, one good thing about them, you add what you like to make them even extra special for your family. Turn that down a little bit, and then I'm going to want an opener. I'm going to open up my, listen to this sound. That is a seal. Okay, I'm going to take out, I don't need any of this extra fat, so I'm just going to scoop this out a little bit. And this was even really good hamburger. So, just has a lot. I bet if you used cheap hamburger, you'd have a whole lot in there. I'm going to go ahead and add the milk in before I put the hamburger, because these noodles still have to cook. I'm also, let's go ahead and put this out of the way here. I am also going to try and put some mushrooms. Steve and I both love mushrooms. They always add a nice texture and nice flavor. Let me go ahead and drain this out. There we go. Okay, I think I'm going to cover this, let those noodles cook for a little bit, and I'll be right back. Do you ever do what I just did? I got the lid and I thought it was the right one, and when I went to put it on here, it fell down in the food. So I had to dig out the correct size lid for that. Yep, even us older ones have been cooking for a long time. We still do silly things. Alright, I think also when this gets almost done, and after I put the hamburger in, I am going to add some of these diced tomatoes. You can get any brand you want, but I thought, you know, the cheesiness of this meal with tomatoes makes everything better. And I'm going to put the hamburger in there now. Last year at canning time, we didn't have a dishwasher, and I told my husband, oh, it made canning, to me, you know, because of my health issues, it made canning a lot more time consuming and actually harder for me. So for our, I think it was the anniversary, he put me in a new dishwasher. And you know, my mom and dad bought this house in 1984, I believe, and it has never had a dishwasher in it. So now I'm looking forward to canning. The garden's doing great, and we'll be able to put a lot of food up again this year. I think you can see over there on the counter, we've got 5 dozen of eggs sitting there. We're going to take several to our pastor and his family this evening. I'm going to show you one of them. We've got one of the hens is laying some big eggs. Yeah, I still got my jammies on, don't judge. Oh, these have not been washed. But look at this egg. It won't even hardly close compared to one of these, you know, smaller ones. Now I'm going to have to wash my hands. Look how big that thing is. Woo-wee. There's another big one. Huge. After I covered this up and I let the noodles get done, I like to take the lid off and cook it for a while like this. I don't like the hamburger helper too watery, and so I like to cook it, you know, simmer it down, cook it down a little bit so that all that you're left with is really thick and yummy. I haven't put in the tomatoes yet. I thought I would cook this down for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and open up a can of peas. Now, if you noticed this year when we did the garden tour, we did not plant any peas this year. I thought that there was a lot of hassle to growing these. They did not really grow that well. I ended up getting just what we call just a mess, just enough to make and for a meal or two, and I did not even have enough to even try to freeze or can or anything. So I can get this at Aldi's, or you know, you can go to Save-A-Lot and get peas really reasonable, and to me it was just better for us just to go ahead and just buy the peas, the canned peas or the frozen peas. Now I like to drain almost all of the liquid out of the can, and then I add butter to mine. Yeah, I know I talked about the hamburger having extra fat, and now I'm adding extra fat, but just the taste of real butter in vegetables. It's just yummy. Probably add just a little bit of salt, and that should do it for the peas. I want to change up that camera angle a little bit so that you could kind of see how thick this is starting to get. See that? And you know, it also helps incorporate all of those flavors together. So sometimes it's good. Trying to get that steam away so you can see. Sometimes it's good to follow directions, but there are times that, you know, they're not always perfect. You kind of do your own thing. If something to you is not done well enough, then by all means, you know, cook it a little while longer. Sometimes you have to bake things longer or for less time. And the same thing with things on the stovetop. So yeah, okay, now that this is getting even more creamy, I am going to add some of the diced tomatoes. I emptied it out, but there's always going to be a little bit of juice. Couldn't get this open all the way. I don't want the whole can, but just enough to add to the yumminess. All right, here's our plates, and I wanted to also let you guys know I found this old spoon, I believe, at a thrift store, and it is great. It's just a great old spoon, serving spoon. So get out there and check the yard sales and stuff this time of year, thrift stores, and maybe you can find you some good utensils to use in your kitchen. You know, we got to do everything we can when you live on a budget to try to make things go as far as we can. And also, I wanted to say I have a recipe where I show you guys how to make homemade bread. Very easy, very delicious, and I think that you would really enjoy it. I'll try to link it up in the corner for you. So this is going to be our dinner for tonight. I had stuff to make a salad, but Steve said he wanted to pass on that. So God bless you all. Have a great evening, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.